How do things change now that Isaiah Mike has been more of a scoring threat the last couple of games for you?
Well, in a big way, for me, every year, we've talked about this over the years. I'm really big on having a lot of different weapons on the floor to where you're not relying on one or two guys. I think a team that relies almost all their scoring on one or two guys is so much more easily defended than one that on any given night somebody could just break out and get 16 to 20 points. And I'd love to have 5 or 6 of those guys that on a given night, if you share the ball, it kind of finds the hot guy or it finds the weak defender on the other team. But we felt like Isaiah is totally capable of this, when we recruited him, and he started, probably put a little too much pressure on himself. But you know what else is, he didn't get a lot of opportunities. Our offense was pretty ugly early. We didn't have much flow in the first few games. And again, I go back, we hadn't practiced, 5-on-5, and so we hadn't felt playing with each other. And we've also, found some ways to get him the ball more in areas he likes, and so we're getting him some more shots. I mean, some games he was getting 3 or 4 shots, so you can't look very good. But so obviously he's another weapon. We've got a number of guys, and particularly when Jure becomes the real Jure. He's doing great, but he's not close to being the player that he is, or that he was, or that he will be once he gets enough reps and gets his rhythm and just gets that comfort on the floor where it feels second nature, and also just psychologically. So I like the direction that we potentially can head offensively. I'm excited about that. I have to talk about Jimmy though. My gosh, we got LeBron now on our team. We got a triple-double. I was told it hadn't been done since '99, for gosh sake. So it must be hard to do that. It must be really hard to do that, which it really is hard to do that. So proud of him. He's had 2 tremendous games out of the last 3, and the one that he didn't, he was really sick. He had the Mexican stuff, and so he came back with that, and he was sick. So playing awfully well, but so are a number of other guys, and love the way we passed the ball, shared the ball, a lot of assists, crashed the offensive boards, lots of really good things. I like the feeling on our team right now. I like the feeling. What I don't like is I don't think I know we're not. We're not where we need to be defensively, and that does concern me. We're not. It's not effort. We're just not as solid and sound as we need to be. We're behind, and no excuse. We got to catch up.
How aware were you of Jimmy approaching that triple-double mark?
I'm usually pretty oblivious, but they mentioned it to me on the bench, I think right when he got it. Okay, so that's, yeah, I probably maybe should pay more attention. I knew he was playing darn good. I had that figured out. I knew he was playing great, but I think it was, one assist or something away, or 1 bucket away or something when they said, when they mentioned it. But pretty cool thing. I love it for him, and he deserves it with all the hard work he's put in over the summer and as hard as he's been playing for us.
He said that when he needed 1 or 2 more assists, he was telling his teammates to shoot, so you didn't have to draw up any plays to get backdoor cuts for somebody or anything like that?
No, I'd like to act like that, but no. He was, and you know what, and that's what you love to have. Point guards with high IQs. You'd love to have that, and I've been fortunate over the years. Nick Moore was his high IQ guy. I was so fortunate with him, and Shake Milton, and going back even before here, I've coached some amazing point guards, and it is such a big luxury to have a guy not only that's talented but is a high IQ and understands so much of what's going on the floor, and can sometimes, make some decisions. And I like them to make some decisions. Sometimes they have to make decisions. It's just, you can't call everything. The games are loud. It's at the other end sometimes, and sometimes they got to figure it out. And Jimmy's very good at that.
What is it about having Jure back that opens up your offense so much?
Even when he's on the bench, right? Even when he's not in the game, yeah. I just think he's given everybody such a big lift of confidence, and he also, though, Dre's one of the great winners. His high school team won the state championship, and it wasn't an accident. And he's won championships here, and he's a champion. Like he has a different level of understanding of what high level winning looks like, how you talk about it, how you project yourself, how you carry yourself, how you practice, all that. And so now that he's really in the fold, his leadership is much stronger than what he was. And he was doing a great job of trying to be a leader, but it's hard to do that when you're, icing your leg over there. You're on the stationary bike for an hour and a half. So now his presence, his leadership is being felt, and I think that everybody's really following, and it's made us a much different team. We feel like a different team, and we are a different team. We're still far, far, far to go, but it's great. I mean, you couldn't have a better leader and champion than him, really.
You've talked about how you and Warren want to manage Dre's minutes and obviously be cautious and careful with his knee. His first 2 games, he comes off the bench. Why bring him off the bench rather than play him right after warm-ups when everything's warm?
Because Warren tells me to, okay? So I'm just, how's that for an answer? And I'm very obedient. I was taught to be obedient, with people that know more than you. And Warren knows more about this than I do. But I think Warren's reasoning for this is, as of now, because he hadn't played in so long, he didn't want him to go in there right away when the adrenaline is all. He'd like it to calm down. And so, where this goes from here, I don't know. But, that's the reason, that's the open book reason for that.